So let me ask a related question, because I am a fan of Norm Augustine. I worked with him when it came to the PEPCO sets of issues and have nothing but great respect for him. But having hired KCE, I am curious as to why we felt it appropriate or necessary to now engage another, if you will, independent advisory group. KCE is our guys, right? We said, and you said that they're world-renowned and, oh my goodness, they're the best. And now we've engaged another, quote, advisory group that apparently has come to the same conclusion, or in your testimony you said preliminary indications are that he has concerns similar to those of KCE.
Correct.
So let's assume for purpose of that he does have concerns similar to KCE, and KCE thought that we ought to do this work now. Where does that leave us in what we're going to do?
Well, in the first place, Mr. Augustine came on board at the executive's request to just give him some advice on moving forward. His intent and his role was not to review and opine, approve or disapprove or amend any work provided by KCE, PB, or anyone else. Simply to review what had happened and give advice to the executive on moving forward, and he did so on a voluntary basis, as did those that he brought in. Again, the concerns or the issues expressed by Mr. Augustine in his report verbally has been that they share the concerns expressed by KCE. I don't know to what extent he will state whether that work should be done in a final report now or later, but he does appear, as well as his other advisors, to agree with and share the concerns of KCE's that A, that torsion and shear stresses exist, and that a remediation is needed either now or at some point. Whether his final report out is that it needs to be done now or not is I don't have the final report. So.
And do you have an idea when we will have the final report with respect
I
to
understand it will be within the next few weeks, but I don't know precisely when we'll have that.
And let's assume for purposes of this conversation that he were to say, I share KCE's concern and I believe that the remediation should be done now. Your report suggests that we're not going to be doing that work now because our plan now is to turn it over to WMATA in July. And my understanding is that could not happen if we were to do this work. Am I wrong in that regard?
No, it's true that if we were to do this remediation as proposed by KCE, it would take us a considerably longer time, perhaps 6 or more months to do that. But the fact that this work needs to be done is stated by KCE. We assume will also be reiterated by Norm Augustine. What is not addressed is whether, or the question still remains, despite those assertions, as to whether that work could be done at a later date. There is concern that shear and torsion stresses will appear. The ultimate question is when they might occur. Now, the way to address that in moving forward with this and not doing that work now is, as Metro has requested and we've agreed, this facility needs to be routinely inspected. One of the way you're going to know if those stresses exist is by the appearance of longitudinal or diagonal cracks. There are already such cracks in the structure, and it has had no loadings, just because concrete cracks. And so we've identified those and sealed those. Routinely providing maintenance by crack inspections, sealing of those cracks will prevent any additional intrusion of moisture or other things to weaken the structural membranes. If those cracks continue to reappear, that's an indicator that shear or torsion stresses are existing. If that occurs, that would be a signal that the work should be done at that time. The question is when or how severe that might occur.